This module is about quality. One of the difficult things about quality is that while we are translating the customer's question into manageable chunks of work, there are moments that information is lost. And it can happen that we are delivering something that is actually not what the customer has in mind. And for that reason, it is not quality. My own very simple definition about quality is that quality are results that are giving people a good feeling. But that's not enough for us as project managers to manage a project on it. So we will discuss several thoughts about quality, several so-called quality gurus that have done a tremendous amount of work in explaining this concept of quality to us. Very famous is Mr. Crosby, and Mr. Crosby tells us that according to him, quality is conformance to specifications. So at the beginning of the project we have written down a long list of specifications. That is the foundation on which we are going to build the result that is needed. There are some problems, of course, because when you make mistakes in the specifications, then it's still possible to deliver something that is not of quality, but according to the definition of Crosby it is. A better definition, according to myself, is that of Mr. Duran, and Mr. Duran has the concept of fitness for use, or fit for purpose. This is that we can use the deliverable of the project in the way that we have anticipated it. Then we have Mr. Taguchi. Mr. Taguchi has a rather philosophical opinion about quality, because according to him, quality is minimal cost for society. Associated with bad quality are costs. These costs can be internal, these costs can be external, but they can also involve some problems that there are in the society. So let, for example, you are delivering a project, there is a mass production of this project, and then let's say it's a car and the quality of the brakes is not good. Then this will cause many accidents with this car. And according to Taguchi, these costs of these accidents are cost to society. So in this way, minimal cost for society is rather a nice idea to define the concept of quality. Nowadays, we define quality as that it is conform expectations. So the customer, the sponsor, he is receiving a result that he was really waiting for. That is what his expectations were. Now, when we are talking about these great men of quality, we need to add some other names. We have Mr. Deming, and we know Mr. Deming from the plan, do, check, act cycle. We plan something, we plan the quality, then we start delivering the quality, and we check if that what we are delivering is according to what we have expected. And if not, we act on that. Now we call this the Deming cycle, but actually this was not invented by Mr. Deming, but it was invented by Mr. Stewart. Deming himself is always talking about the Stewart cycle. I want to show you a very important graph that gives us some insights in the moment that we need to start talking in our project about quality. If you would look at these two curves, we have the red curve. This is the cost of change when we start with the project compared to the cost of change when we stop with the project. This is increasing, you know. And there is another curve. This is the stakeholder influence. The influence of the stakeholders when time goes on is decreasing. And from this graph we can draw the conclusion that the cost of changes are high at the end of the project, but are simple at the beginning, are low at the beginning. And it is at this stage, in the beginning stages of the project, that stakeholders has much more influence on the quality than at the end of the project. We have several types of quality costs. Let's first talk about the cost that we need to invest, the money we need to invest, the effort we need to invest to deliver without failure. We have, of course, prevention costs, and we have, of course, appraisal costs. So we need to test what we have been delivering. And prevention cost is, for example, is getting the best people on the job or using the best material we have. Then this is all to prevent something from going wrong. But there are also costs when something goes wrong. These are the so-called failure costs. Here we have two types. We have internal, that is when there is a failure but the project is not still delivered yet. It is not accepted. These are internal costs as it is at the supplier side, at the side of the project team. Then we've got the external failure cost. Then it is delivered already. It is at the customer side. These, of course, are different types of cost, and it is better to prevent than to fix, but when something goes wrong, we need to fix it, of course. And we need to take it one step further. I already introduced to you Mr. Taguchi, and we also have the quality cost based upon the effects of wrong quality on the society, and this is the cost that Mr. Taguchi is talking about. I think the minimum you need to do as a project manager is to use the concept of Mr. Duran, fitness for use. Let us elaborate on what that means. Here we have a project that is delivering a customer relationship management system. The line organization is using it, so customers are better served. And the organization reaps the benefits of it, an increase in income. Now, the use of the project result, the purpose of the project result is that customers are better served, and because of that, there is an increase in income. We need to realize when implementing quality, it is quality when the line organization is able to serve the customers. So fitness for use means that it meets the customer's needs. The customer can achieve his goal. But that's not enough. You need to take care that it is error-free and that there is service available when the errors do arise. So the quality concept, fitness for use, stretches beyond the discharge of the project manager, beyond the project closure. In order for us to deliver quality, we need to have theory on what is best practice, what is the best way for us to deliver the project result, to do the right work in the right way. And as a trainer, I like the saying of Mr. Deming, experience alone without theory teaches many things nothing about what to do to improve quality and competitive position, nor how to do it. We need to look if the things that we are doing, if there are best practices on that. And then we need to study these best practices and we need to implement them. The starting point of quality is that we deliver something that is conform the expectation of the most important stakeholders. Normally what we are doing is that we are writing this down in the so-called project requirement document. But in this document there are only the explicit characteristics of the project, only the things that are written down. Now this is not enough. There is also something that is implicit. Let me give you an example. When you want to buy a boat, you expect that it will float. But it is not in the specification of the boat that the boat will float. But still you do expect it. Now, these project requirements are translated to specifications. Now, this is a translation, and in the translation some things can get lost, and this is something you really need to take care of. Then we start delivering the project. The products are delivered. There are two sets of quality measures, there are two sets of quality activities that we need to distinguish. We have the quality assurance and we have the quality control. Now the last one, quality control, has everything to do with the appraisal cost, with checking if the products that we are delivering, the project that we are producing, are according to specifications and according to expectations. But that's not enough. We also need to take care that these activities, these quality activities, are actually done. And this is called quality assurance. In a way, quality assurance is the management of the quality activities. The quality assurance has everything to do with making a good process. This is about process quality. And the quality control is about product, or sometimes we call this project quality. It always starts with quality expectation. The customer wants a faster computer. He is expecting something that is really better, faster than his current computer. Now, for a project manager, this is not tangible enough. So we translate this into acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria, for example, during a stress test, the maximum response will be 2 seconds. The acceptance criteria are there to prove that we have delivered according to what we have agreed upon at the start of the project. This, again, is translated into quality criteria. For example, a state-of-the-art server coded in C++. These are quality criteria. Now, the acceptance criteria are connected to the project result. The quality criteria are connected to the sub-products that we are delivering in the project. Let me give you another example. This project needs to deliver a Yeti. One of the quality expectations of the Yeti is safe berthing. But how are we going to prove it? A proof could be the acceptance criteria that it is in accordance with a specific ISO standard. And then when we translate it to the very sub-parts of the Yeti, one of the quality criteria could be that the fenders are protected for oxidation. This is an example of a quality criteria. I will now relate this to the project life cycle. Here we have the project life cycle, the definition phase, the planning phase, and then the building with several delivery phases, and then finally the acceptance. At the beginning of the project, when we are developing our scope description and our work breakdown structure dictionary, we write down the acceptance criteria, the acceptance method, and the responsibilities. At the beginning of each phase, we develop the more detailed product descriptions of what we are going to deliver in that specific phase. In this, for each product description, we write down the quality criteria, the quality methods that we are going to use to take care that these criteria are met, and of course the responsibility. This finally will lead to an acceptance of the project result.